Uh, all right. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I am really honored and proud to be one of the AWS MENA community speakers on this very special day. We have always been waiting for this event for a very long time to get a chance to make this community even more bigger and reach as much audience, if you want, as possible in the MENA region. Allow me first to introduce myself. My name is Bassel Annan. I'm a lead DevOps engineer for 0 and 1, an advanced AWS partner in the region. Our main vision is all about helping business adopt cloud computing in the AWS for AWS. And I hold 5 AWS certificates, the Cloud Practitioner, Developer Associate, Solutions Architect Associate, and the Professional recently, and the Security Specialty. So yes, let's go for the agenda for today. In today's session, I'll be discussing two topics. First, the AWS Cloudformation and AWS Marketplace. First of all, we will begin with an overview of the infrastructure as code for those who are not aware of this process. Then we will briefly introduce AWS Cloudformation and the Cloud Development Toolkit, or the CDK. We will then go through the AWS Marketplace, what are the benefits of the marketplace, and what are the ways allowed by AWS to deliver the product to your clients. I hope you will enjoy this presentation, and thank you again. All right, so what is infrastructure as code? I'm sure most of you have heard of this process, and for those who haven't, infrastructure as code, it's just a process of provisioning your infrastructure by using machine-readable files that we can call code. That's simple code. So back in time, we used to log into our VMware stations, Hyper-V, and start creating servers manually, configure the networking adapters, maybe creating disks, restoring ISO images that we need to launch our servers, and suddenly the cloud came and we start using the cloud because it helped us a lot when it comes to managing and setting up our infrastructure, of course, with minimal efforts. So if you want, Terraform is one of the infrastructure as code software out in the market. So it's part of the infrastructure as code software. Now, to be fair, managing single instances manually, like going to the console and just creating one single instance, is not a thing to worry about if you want. But if you want to run a fleet of servers, let's say you have 60 or 70 servers that you want to run, integrated with multiple services on AWS, maybe S3, Redshift, Athena, whatever. How much time do you need to create all of this? Let me tell you this, managing and provisioning such infrastructure manually is a nightmare. First of all, it's time consuming. It will take a lot of time from you to configure and to provision. And it's also prone to a lot of human errors. And this is where infrastructure as code comes in to help us provide our cloud environment consistency with few to zero mistakes. So no mistakes anymore with using infrastructure as code, because it's all written in code. You know exactly what you are doing and what the exact services that you are doing, that later on that you can track. Okay, so now let's go to the CloudFormation section. What is CloudFormation? CloudFormation is actually the AWS infrastructure as code service. It provides developers and system admins the ease of automating and managing their cloud infrastructure in a timely and organized manner. So CloudFormation is used to create your infrastructure by using code, simple code, again, so that you can provision your environment through this service. In this session, we will be covering how can we make use of the AWS service for provisioning highly available, scalable, and secured environments on the cloud with very minimal efforts. Users can also define the resources that CloudFormation will create in files that are called templates. So CloudFormation has this file that you write your code on, and they call it template. And these templates can be written by either YAML or JSON format. So it's simple coding. I've said system admins because even system admins who do not know how to write code can learn YAML or JSON format. Cloudformation will then use the template and make some API calls within AWS to create the resources for you, because Cloudformation will send your template to Amazon S3, and it will call the template for you and will create your stack. So when the resources are created, it's called a stack. This service is absolutely free. You don't pay for anything while using CloudFormation, and you only pay for the resources that CloudFormation creates for you. So let's say you're creating 5 EC2 instances. CloudFormation will not charge you for that. It will only charge you for the, or Amazon will only charge you for running the EC2 instances. You can also version control your templates. So you have the flexibility to alter and update your code in the same manner as you do with your software. It's the same. You can put your CloudFormation template on Git, excuse me, and you can version control it. Last but not least, the CloudFormation can also be used to roll back or delete your entire stack. So let's say your stack failed to update your running infrastructure, or the update has been canceled for some reason. CloudFormation will roll back the stack to its previous working state without affecting your running workloads. So that's a very great feature of CloudFormation. Even if you're updating your stack, you will not worry about anything if something goes wrong, because CloudFormation will roll back instantly if you want. To the previous state. Okay. All right. Here's a simple scalable infrastructure built on top of AWS. So as you can see here, we have a single VPC with 2 public subnets, 2 private subnets, 1 internet gateway, a bastion host, 1 route table, 7 security groups, 4 EC2 instances, and 2 application load balancers. One of which is sitting behind the private IP and the public IP. So how long do you think we need to set up this whole infrastructure manually if we're going to the console and just starting to create this infrastructure? Actually, it will need a couple of hours for sure if you're configuring proper firewall rules, doing some bindings, creating auto-scaling groups, and etc. Now, with the help of CloudFormation, we can actually create this whole setup in minutes. We just create the template, and we can launch all this environment in a matter of minutes. Imagine how much time have we saved with the help of this CloudFormation service. Now, version control can even track your changes to this infrastructure, where we can use it in multiple other projects. So if you have the same infrastructure that you want to use for other projects, it's really easy. We can just put it on Git and we can use it anytime we want. It can also be integrated with the CI/CD tools of AWS, code build, code pipeline, code deploy also. So yes, it's really cool. Okay, here's a simple CloudFormation template that you can see in front of you. Let me explain some of the main CloudFormation components available for us. So we have a lot of components. I'll be walking through some of them. First, we have the template version, which is a mandatory component of your template. Your template will not run if you don't have the template version inside. We then have parameters that are used to allow users input custom values to your template that we can then use if we want in the template by referring to it. So if we look at this example, we are asking the user to choose what are the allowed values that is needed to create. So do you want a production environment? Do you want a development environment? And by using this parameter, we can then create the servers that match the allowed values if you want. So let's say for production, we need to launch an EC2 an M5 EC2 instance, let's say, or for the development, we want to launch a T3 medium instance. So yes, this is where parameters come in, and conditions. Conditions will also be used if you want to associate the condition with the resource. So as I said, for example, in the if the user chooses the prod in the parameter section, let's create an M5X large instance. All right. So it's a useful component. Then we have resources. Guys, resources are the most important component of your CloudFormation template. And also, without the resources component, your template will not run. It is used actually to create your services, the AWS services that you want. If you want to create a Lambda function, you want to create an S3 bucket, an EC2 instance, whatever you want, it's all in the resources section. So in this example, we are getting the image ID of the mapping section, let's say. Here, if we look at the image ID, we're referring to the mapping section of the template, where we are saying, let's say this person is in Ireland. If he's in Ireland, give him this AMI ID. Okay, so that's how we refer, if you want, to resources. And we finally have, we also have the weight handler and the transform parameter. The transform, actually, it's used like to include a snippet of code outside of your main template. It's usually saved in an S3 bucket. So such as creating a Bastion host, let's say, if you have a Bastion host environment that you use frequently for similar projects or for other projects, you can just put it in the transform section. CloudFormation will wait. It will not continue working on your, it will not continue creating your resources if you want. And it will go to the S3 bucket, creates the Bastion host for you, and then it will continue running the template for you. And finally, we have the outputs section. So this one is simple, and it's actually, it's not mandatory, it's optional. So let's say you have created an S3 bucket, and when the template is created, we need to get, let's say, the S3 bucket name. Maybe we want to use it in an asset stack that I will not cover in this section, unfortunately, maybe in other sections. Or in this case, let's say we are returning the instance ID that CloudFormation has just created for us. So we have created the EC2 instance, and when the stack is complete or is created, get me the instance ID that I will use maybe for other jobs. Okay, and we come to Cloud Development Kit. Developers will love that. CDK, what is CDK? So CDK is a software development framework that is used to define infrastructure in real code. So this is real code. And it's also used to provision it through AWS CloudFormation. So CDK uses CloudFormation to provision your infrastructure for you, but actually you're writing real code, not a YAML or JSON format. You can write CDK templates in TypeScript, you have JavaScript, Python, and others to create your infrastructure. Okay, so what's the benefit, of using CDK? What is the main benefit? First of all, let's have a look at the power of this framework. As you can see, this is a TypeScript file with code written in a couple of lines, like 3 to 4 lines maybe. This code creates a VPC with 2 public subnets and 2 route tables without worrying about IP addressing or even subnetting. So you just write this single line, and CDK will create this whole CloudFormation template for you. Yeah, imagine how time you are saving by writing through CDK. So as you can see here in a couple of lines, CDK will transform your code to this CloudFormation template, and voila, you're done. Imagine you're having a big infrastructure, how much time you need to write this CloudFormation template. If you want how much skills and you should know about to write this template while using CDK, it's really easy for you to create the infrastructure with zero efforts if you want. Now we go to Marketplace. Okay, so what's Marketplace? Marketplace is it's like an online store for customers on AWS, where you can buy software that runs on AWS services and allow you to either buy or sell software on it, where you can offer clients your products at, let's say, software is free of charge. Maybe you want to charge them monthly or even annually. You can use Marketplace for that. In order now this is something that I didn't really like a lot, because in order to list your products in the marketplace, you will have to be at least a select partner with AWS. So the select partner is actually the first stage of AWS partnership. What are the benefits here of AWS Marketplace? If you're looking here at the marketplace, what are the benefits? First of all, we have the marketing and new users. So even if after offering your product to your client and maybe it didn't get that popular and people didn't even buy it, just having your product on AWS Marketplace adds to its credibility, because when your product is listed in Marketplace, it means that AWS validated your product, because it goes through a validation process, and you are following the best practices and you're abiding by the laws of AWS. We have done simplified delivery. This is a powerful feature also, where your clients don't have to commit to long-term agreements with other companies, as it can simplify the onboarding process between companies and the end users. And finally, we have the billing. Billing is also another great feature from AWS Marketplace, because payments will go directly through AWS, in which your product can be added to the client's consolidated billing for their account. So AWS will pay for you, and you will not have to worry about collecting bills and at the end of the month and everything. Moreover, companies can offer products for their clients as a free trial, maybe, or a monthly basis, or even annually with an upfront payment. Okay, so what are the different types to deliver your product for your customers? AWS have several types to deliver your products. AWS added recently a couple of them. A long time ago, it was only AMI and I assume SaaS. They have included a lot now. First, we have the AMI. In the AMI type, you simply create your AMI, same as you always do, and configure your software on top of it, and then you just deliver it to your customer, where they can run it following some steps that you provide in your product usage information area. So we tell them what exactly should they do, run this image on this instance type. This is the recommended steps. How many subnets they should create, what IAM policies they should set up, and etc. Then we go to SageMaker that my friend Ahmad talked about. Actually, yes, in Marketplace, you can offer SageMaker products where you can use this if you want to provide users or maybe data scientists ready built and trained machine learning models of your own. So Marketplace allows you to do that as well. And yes, here we come to CloudFormation again. Let's say we're deploying your product and it's not that simple and requires maybe a lot of integrations with multiple AWS services. Maybe you want your app to get connected to a database with the pre-configured using credentials, or even connect your server, your S2 instance to an S3 bucket. Simple thing. Actually, doing that manually, the clients will not really love that. So you can also offer CloudFormation products in AWS Marketplace because it helps your product to get deployed in a much more faster way if you want. 5 minutes left. Great. I'm done. All right. So last but not least, no, we have the container here. This is used to orchestrate your service using AWS ECS. So the container service or the Kubernetes service from AWS for your containerized products. So if you have a product that has containers inside and you're using maybe microservices and something, so you can also benefit from this in Marketplace. And finally, we jump to the SaaS part. So here the SaaS part also Ali, my colleague Ali, talked about in the last session. You can even use SaaS products if you have this SaaS product where client pay for using your software. Maybe you have some subscriptions for clients to pay or anything. Yes, you can also do that without having to worry about the underlying infrastructure. And 26 minutes, glad. And I'm done. Thank you so much, everyone, for